long tonight. So as you see, there's no fly tying vise in front of me. I had a fairly heavy day yesterday at the October Festival, and I'm just not feeling up to a tying session tonight. So I've had the day off pretty much. So what I thought I'd do is what I didn't do before I put this prize giving packs together. I never told you exactly what's in the packs. Now, I might well have put photographs up and you could see what there was, but I haven't gone through it and thanked the people that were kind enough to donate these prizes so that I could give them away. So the first prize, and I think this is the first prize because monetarily wise, it's probably the highest value. And what we have here is a Hanak lake reel. It's for a 6 to 7 to 8 weight rod. It take lines, and it comes with 2 plastic spools, which is ideal if you want to have multiple lines in your box, but you don't want the expense of having to pay out for the spare spools. These plastic spools are very cheap, and you can build up quite a collection. I've got similar sort of reels for my loch style fishing, and it serves me very well. So that was very kindly donated by Franta at Hanak Competition. And it seems a very robust, well-made reel. And it comes with a drag and various other bits and bobs. So thanks very much, Franta. Just stick that back in the box. It's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. Let's see who we've got in the house. Oh, loads of people. Hi, Drew. Hi, Gunny. Douglas, Chloe, Archie, Chris, Gary, Dan. How are you, Dan? Thanks very much for tuning in, and best of luck to you all. I hope that you're lucky enough to win these packs because they really are worth having. I'll just put this to the side for a moment, and we've got. I don't know if you've watched many of my videos. But I featured this in sort of must-have accessories earlier in the season, and it's an easy switch tool. And if you go to that video and have a look, you'll get details on how useful it is. It's a really great bit of kit for the river or stillwater fishing for that matter. You can tie knots in really quick time. It does take a bit of practice, but it's definitely worth doing. So that was donated by Leslie at Slo-Fly. He's a guide over in Slovenia. If ever you're planning a trip out there, you might want to look him up and see if he's available. So that'll be in the first prize pack. We've got some Piscari Fly dry X. Now this is stuff I use on my own flies now for dries. Once I've finished tying them, I simply put them in a little bowl and I give them a good soaking with this. You leave them to dry for 24 hours and they become water repellent. It's an absolutely great product, and each pack will have one of these in as well. And then, last but not least, we've got quite literally a hat full of fly tying materials here, and these have been kindly donated by a number of companies. Troutline have been the main beneficiary of the packs. Now, each pack for each prize will be slightly different, but there's an absolute hat load of dubbing. We've got various Troutline dubbings which are excellent. They're well blended and they're really nice to use. Now, as well as the Troutline stuff, there's some CDC here as well. As well as the Troutline stuff, F&F were very kind to send a big bag of frits and materials that they use, and I've sort of split it between the 3 packs. Now, that's the prize pack for the first person that will draw out the hat, sort of thing. It's not a hat, it's a random comment generator, and I just hope it works this evening. I'm sure it will. So we'll just put that to the side. Now, there'll be a Hanak sticker as well, and I'll let you have the hat for the person that comes out the name generator first. So we'll just put that to the side. Now, the second pack and this will be for the second place, is very similar with the addition of a couple of things. So there's no reel in the second pack, but we've got this. It's a fly box by Full and Mill. I'm using these myself on my river kit, and they're absolutely fantastic. They're like the C&F boxes is the ones I used to use, but C&F no longer make them. I don't know why. It was such a successful product, but Full and Mill has come up with this, and it's every bit as good. It comes. This one's red. The one in the third place pack is blue, but you know, it's an ideal bit of kit, especially if you want quick access to your flies while you're on the river. You sort of pin it to your chest pack, or you could pin it to your jacket if you like, and you simply drop it down and place the flies in. So thanks very much to Fooling Mill for donating a couple of these for the prize fund. I'll not get everything out that bag. And the other thing that I have in the second place pack is some flies from Upavon. Now, if you follow a lot of the fly fishing stuff on the socials, you'll know that Upavon have just recently launched a new range of flies, and they've kindly donated a few here. I think there's around 20 or so flies that will come in this box, and they're clearly designed at the stillwater angler. So that's going to be in that pack. Now, the third place pack won't have the fly selection. It'll just be the box for Fooling Mill. So that'll be the third place pack, and I don't think there's any need to go through that. So how are we going to do it? I'm going to use a random comment generator, and in a moment I'm going to flick over to my screen. I'll just read some of the comments just to see if there's any questions. I've tried to make this as simple as I can, but it seems to have got really complicated. A lot of people didn't know how to enter, and I thought the instructions were clear, but obviously they weren't good enough. And I think if I ever get to 30k, I'll make it much easier to enter the prize draw. So I'm just going to have a look at the comments. I think it's all just good luck stuff. Oh, there's an awful lot of comments. I might need to start trying to work out a way that I can keep up with all this, because this is the difficult thing. How'd you enter, mate? Hope you're well. Deacon, you're maybe a wee bit late, but if you're quick, you can still go and make a comment on last week's live video. That's how you enter. So if you're on now and you haven't entered, there's still a couple of minutes. You can go over to the live video that was released last week, and the way to do that is go to my main channel page and click on the live tab, and you'll see last week's video, which was a dram, and I think I was tying some snake flies last week. I'm clearly on the water today. I'm still trying to rehydrate from yesterday's excursions. Is that Harry Dunbar, the Avon poacher? Oh, that's a random comment. I'm not sure. Enjoy. Nice aberlure over ice. Hope you manage to get a nice tipple at some point tonight, Lindsay. Willie, I think I'll begin a wee miss tonight. I'm going to have a dry Sunday tonight, I think. Hi, Trevor. John, how are you, John? I hope you're good. Can we still enter? Yep, Deacon, if you're quick, you can nip over and get a comment on there now. Don't mention to Peter Driver I'm here. Oh, I'm sure you'll understand. Don't be worrying about that. Thanks very much, Paul. I hope you're looking forward to Menteith next week. I'm pretty jealous. I wished I could have been up there with you boys. Bits and buzzers. Hi, pal. How you doing? The short videos are, yeah, they seem to be really popular. I think it might be a generational thing. So I'm not a great fan of the short videos. I like to watch long form content. I just think you get more out of that. You know, that people will explain why they're using different materials and, you know, how to fish the fly sometimes. Whereas the short form videos, they're easy to do. I've got to say, I've got a permanent setup at my desk. It takes takes about half an hour to churn out one of them little short videos, which is it's great for me. I think I did it. Here's to not winning again. Oh, you never know, terrible. It might happen for you. You need a secretary, Lindsay. I don't think my wife would be too keen on that job. Like, she does enough running about for me. Hi, Mike. Thanks very much. It was good to catch up with you at Buell last week. Regardless of the fishing, it was nice to see you. Where can you buy the Hanak stickers from? I think you can get them direct from Hanak, but any Hanak stockist would have the stickers in stock, I would think. Yeah, the snakes, Gary, everyone will have their different ways of doing their business with tying snake flies, but certainly, in my experience, that's probably the best way for me that it works. If you wanted to go down in diameter to get more movement in your flies with your connecting thing, there's advantages to that, but it's like everything, it comes with compromises. Right. Paul, yep, longer format's good. It's a concentration thing. I think attention spans are definitely dropping away. It's bizarre. If I watch a YouTube video, for example, I kind of watch it from start to finish. Unless it's rubbish, of course, and then I switch it off. But mostly, if I've clicked on it, it's got information on there that I want to see, so I'll watch the whole thing. But people now, they want to go straight to the bit that they want to see. So I get it, like, people's time's very precious. Where are we now? Willie Thompson, Lindsay, where do you buy your threads from? Needing to increase my collection so I can match your fly tying videos. Willie, it's not always about matching. You can really I try and, when I'm doing the flies, I try and suggest that there is other alternatives. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing with exactly what I'm using. But to answer your question, I get the majority of my threads from Troutline. That's my preferred poison at the minute, if you like. So I like using the GSP style threads because they're super strong for diameter and you can split them to create double loops, which I really enjoy doing when I'm tying flies. I'm not keeping up with these comments very well, am I? It's like a Gatling gun at the minute. Terrible. I've been doing some short vids lately. Makes me look better than I really do. Well, it's amazing what you can do with editing. So I don't tie everything spotty dog every time. But editing, I can cut out all the bits where I've made a mistake or the thread snapped or I've, anything like that. So editing makes you look like a fly tying hero. And I'm certainly not that. When you next in Scotland, mate? Dan, I'm not sure, but I think I'll be definitely up for the Kit Kat Cup next year. I need to get the bit between my teeth on that. I've not managed to win it for about 3 years now, and it's starting to pain me. I miss my cup. Yep, I'm definitely not keeping up with these comments. Gary Hoggerty, this is a great way to learn, and the Q&A is great, especially for someone new to tying. Well, thanks, Gary. I try and make it as easy as I can. Get a sturdy hook in your vise. When are you planning your next visit to Ireland? I don't know, Chris, but the family was talking about this the other day, how much we enjoyed our holiday there. It was just such a lovely place to be. The people were just brilliant. The food was great. It was just a really chilled out couple of weeks, and I think we'll consider going back on holiday. When that'll be, I'm not so sure, pal. Lindsay, you need to get yourself back over to Clwyd Dog. Paul, I think I will get to Clwyd Dog next season because the River Wye's up round that neck of the woods, and I'll probably combine the two, a day on the loch and then a day on the river. are you fishing the Grayling Festival this year, Lindsay? Might see you there. I'm not going to be at the Hanak Grayling Festival this year. The boys that I fish with, we're just having a year off. It's quite an expensive affair. I'm doing the Broadland Grayling Classic, and I'll be doing the Welsh one on the Rimney in January, but that'll be the only two grayling competitions I do. I do enjoy them, but something's got to give at the end of the day. Must be rough. Yeah, Mad Mick, you've no idea. I don't know how I'm still upright. Let's have a lookie. Did try emailing Hanak, but no reply. But thanks, bud, I'll keep trying. Paul, if you get really stuck, mate, I think I might have a sticker lying round. Just drop me a line. I would like something for Icelandic trout. I would like to go to Iceland. But, yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'm not sure of many patterns from Iceland, but I'm sure I can research it and find something. Dominic, I'll have a go. Yep, I think bits and buzzers, you're always learning with fly tying. People, you watch people and there'll be something they do and you go, oh wow, that is so much better than the way I'm currently doing it. And I adopt that. I mean, I'm not too old and grey as to not learn new tricks when it comes to fly tying and fishing for that matter. I'm more than happy to take advice for someone that's done the hard miles and they've found an easier way of doing things. It's definitely worthwhile. I missed you again at Buell. By next season we get a chance to meet up. Mick, I don't know if I'll be going back to Buell in a wee hurry. I need a new vice ASAP. Well, there's lots of good vices out there, manual, but it just depends on your budget. What do you want to spend? What are you going to tie? There's no point in buying yourself a £600 vice if you're only going to break it out of the cupboard to tie one or two flies, when a simple lever jaw vice would do you. But if you're going to get right into tying and you're intending to tie a lot of flies, then yeah, spend the money, because if you're spending that much time, it's like any tool. If you're a shooter, a fisher, it doesn't matter. You spend the money and it's well worth it. Paul's Woodworking Plumbing. Thanks for all your content, especially the fly tying. I've tied loads. The nymph pattern's going grayling fishing tomorrow and we'll be using them. I'm very jealous, Paul. I wished I was going grayling fishing tomorrow. Back to work for me, I'm afraid. What dry dropper nymph do you recommend? Tom, I'm glad you've asked that. So, the dry dropper, you change the nymph to suit the fishing situation, but I cannot see past, and I always start with a Mary nymph on my dry dropper rig. It just seems to work everywhere I've ever been. It's such an effective fly, and you can tie it from sort of 16 right down to size 22 if you want, and it just works. It's a great wee fly. The Mary nymph. Here we go. I'm now not keeping up so badly with these comments that some of them are flying by. So if I'm not answering your questions, folk, it's probably because I've just missed it. Sorry. Speaking to Jock this morning at the lake. And that boy's never off the lake. He needs to get a job. Benji, enjoying your videos, trying to keep warm after a cold day's fishing. It must be freezing up there now, Hairlaw. It's out in the sticks as it is, and I bet that wind goes right through you. Paul, where are we? For once, I've managed a day at the Vice today, all for Menteith next week. Shame I couldn't make it. Oh, can you not go either? Oh, that is a shame. You definitely need to come back to Ireland soon, Lindsay. Peter, I would move there. You're so lucky. You've got fantastic rivers. You've got them lovely wild trout in the lochs. I need to have a go at that. I've had lots of invitations, but it's all about time, and if I didn't have a job, I'd be all right, but then I couldn't afford to do these things. Harry Dunbar asked a good question. Whom do you admire as a fly tyer? That's a great question, and there's lots of guys that I really think are amazing. Davy McPhail, without doubt, has done more for fly tying than any other person, in my humble opinion. He's made it accessible. He shows you. I mean, it's so relaxing to watch. I don't know. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've watched Davy McPhail. Just fantastic. But there's new blood in town. There's a guy called Brian Smith, an young American chap. He started fly tying about 3 years ago, and he's now the most watched fly tyer in the world. His socials are huge, and with good reason. He ties absolutely exquisite flies. They're just perfect, and I don't think there's any fly tying challenge that he shies away from. He'll do winged wets, he'll do streamers, he does everything, and he's definitely worth a watch as well if you're looking for that sort of thing. Mac Flies ties just precise, beautiful flies. It puts me to shame, actually. I watch these guys and I just think they are proper fly tyers, whereas I tie flies to go fishing with, really. I hope that answers your question, pal. Need to give Jock a lesson next year. I'll need to be getting a hitman in, I think. Here we go. Will you be over for the spring angling fair in May next year? Is it in May, is it, Lewis? I'm not sure I will then, because I have got a trip to Slovenia planned. Sadly, I won't be taking any fishing kit. I'm going with my wife and some friends, and we're just going to do all the touristy stuff in Slovenia. It's a beautiful country. If you're an angler, it's absolutely paradise. But even if you just enjoy walking and doing tourist stuff, it's just a great place. But I'll see. If I can make it, I'll definitely be going, because it's a top show, and Ned, he just does so much to make it a success, and what he's doing for the youth at that show is just so impressive, and it really does need supporting. Send me down a few materials, mate. Oh, hi. Tom? Well, if you win, I will. Douglas Pink was working well at Menteith. Willie Thompson, yeah, I am very new, still learning the finishing tool. Well, it took me about 30 years to learn how to use a whip finishing tool, but I got there in the end. We need the Kit Kat Cup back this side of the border. Well, the thing with the Kit Kat Cup is Scotland's always winning, so it's no bother there, like. Master coming my way. I got on an estate auction online. Oh, that's excellent. Good advice. What's your PB trout? My personal best trout. I think it's £8 1 ounce in this country. Not particularly big, but I've never really been a big fish hunter. I would like to get a double-figured fish, but I would want a double-figured fish from somewhere like Grapham or Rutland. Going to these places where they're put in at £10. It's just not my bag. I don't want to pay £100 to go and catch a fish that's been put in the water like 24 hours prior to me turning up. So that wouldn't be my bag. But yeah, £8 1 ounce from Buell Reservoir. And that was in the summer. I caught it really deep on a buzzer, I think. Yeah. As to who do you admire as a tyer? I think I've answered that, Bill. I hope I have. Did you ever get posted to Catterick and fish the swale in the Ure? I've never fished the Ure, but I've fished the swale. I was never posted to Catterick. I was in Newcastle for a number of years, so I did quite a bit of fishing up and around there. You want to, so Jock Guard, smashing the rivers up there. Looking for an entry to competitive fishing. I believe, Aaron, that they do an England qualifier on the Aaron. On the Ure. There's a qualifier on the Ure, and if you go onto the AT-TEF site, it'll tell you what dates they are on. And if you're getting plenty of time on the river, then you'll be in with a very good chance, I would think. Thanks very much, MC1. Dominic, I will gladly take up your invitation. Please send me more details. Oh, these comments are going much faster than I can read. I think that you are having much better waters when we in Belgium. I found that Euronymphing not that easy, but I learn lots from your tutorials. Thanks, Herwig. I suppose I know a few Belgian anglers that come over to this country to just fish, because obviously we do have quite a bit of... we've got rivers. I think the problem we've got in this country is access, really. If you could design a new competition, what would it look like? Mike, that's a question. That's a question I would need to give some thought, actually. Some real thought, because we've got what we've got, and I really appreciate it, because it takes a lot of hard work to lay these competitions on, but is it perfect? I don't think it is. In fact, it's far from perfect. I'm kidding myself on. It is far from perfect. I don't want to get into it in this video, but our current governing body, they're not fit for purpose. We need to get rid of them as a starter for 10, really. Lindsay, you ever tied a novelty fly for giggles with your pals? If so, what was it? Gunny, did I tie a novelty fly? You know what? I haven't, but I did get tricked once. So we were up at Troutline, and one of my best pals, actually, he said, "Oh, we're catching fish hand over fist on this fly," and I can't say the name of it because it's colourful. But anyway, the bottom line was it was just like green scratched out dubbing and a black wing. So I went away and tied up a load of them, and I did really well in the competition. And the guys came up and said, "Oh, where'd you get them on?" I said, "Oh, the fly you told me to tie." So it kind of backfired on them, and I ended up doing very well out of it. McPhail is Jesus of fly tying. Yep, I would agree. Flysmith, also good one. And a gent. Yep, he's a top guy. I wish him... He deserves all his success. He puts so much effort in it. It's amazing. Great flies. Brian, what UV resin are you using? I'll probably try and get down to your comment there, but tacky UV resin, I only use Solara's bone dry now. I have got another couple of resins that I want to try. So, Raid Zap, I've got a bottle of that. I've just not opened it yet. That's supposed to be very good. And I know that Ben Wardley over at Upavon Fly Tying, they're developing a resin as well, which is supposed to be really good. So, yeah. So most of the others I've tried, without exception, they're tacky. So when you're doing things like buzzers and whatnot, if you are using substandard resin, a little coat of nail varnish over the top of it, just put it to the side to dry. It solves that problem for you. Not a big fan of Catskill style flies, but I quite enjoy tying them. But because I won't fish them a lot, I don't really tie a lot. Yep, Harry, Davey really helped me out when I first started the channel, you know, with advice on the cameras and the background, the blue shirt. You know, I still wear the blue shirt because this light blue is the best background you can tie for most flies. A bit of Sally Hansen over the top, right? Oops, I don't know what happened there. Yep, here we go, sorry. Brian, it's probably your torch that needs new batteries. Yeah, I've got a USB torch that I use. Yeah, when it runs out, you just plug it in, and that does a job there. Right. Sorry, I'm still working away down the comments, Brian. You get good. Talk amongst yourselves, I like that. I'm out of action for some time, unfortunately. I seem to have developed a brain tumour and casting and tying arm has gone. It's up since the biopsy. Oh, Tom, that's not good, mate. Oh, I hope you feel a lot better soon. I just got my PB fish 2 weeks ago. It was £7 13 ounces from Eden Springs in Scotland. I'm not familiar with the fishery, Tom, but hopefully the plan, if I live long enough, of course, is when I retire, is to get a camper van and I want to tour some of the fisheries in Scotland and England for that matter. But I'll come up with like a road trip plan, and I'll go and make a load of videos about these various fisheries because there's some crackers up the road, definitely. Eden is a great wee water. Ginger bottles for the Dalmore. What a dram. Dalmore's lovely. I do enjoy it, but I'll not be enjoying it tonight. Can I win the giveaway, Tom? Well, we'll find out. In fact, I'm gonna call a halt to answering all these questions, and I'll get right to it because I know that's why you're here. You want to see who's won the prizes. And what we'll do is once the names are drawn, and you'll see it on the screen, so it is completely random. I don't play favourites. The random comment generator will churn out 3 names, and then if you get in touch with me with a postal address, I'll have them in the post this week for you. So please excuse me if I've not answered your question. I will come back to it after we've done the generator. Let's just have a quick... Any last minuters? Right, okay. So I'm going to turn my monitor over to the screen. Now, as you can see, here's last week's video. So what I'll do is I'll just grab the link and copy it, and I will take it over to this random comment generator, and we'll stick it in here. Excuse me. Now I want to filter out any duplicate users, and there was a couple of people that chanced their arm and had about 50 comments, but I deleted most of them. And how many winners? Because I'm using the cheap knockoff version here, I'll just do one at a time. I've got to solve the math problem. Any help here? And so there was 154 comments that were not duplicated. And I think I scroll down to the bottom. And here we go for the first winner, which will be the Hanak Reel Pack 1. There we go. So James Orm 8152. I should really write these down actually. But I'm sure, James, you'll be in touch. You've won the first pack. So we'll go down and we'll click. The next pack winner is Manuel XTRI. If you can get in touch with me, I'll be sending you pack 2. And the last pack Torb Jorn Svensson. That sounds like a Scandinavian friend. If you can get in touch with me, I'll send you the last pack. So we'll just pop back to me. There we go. Now I hope that worked out for everyone, and you could see that clearly. It was definitely random. There was no jiggery pokery going on. It was all random. So if those people could get in touch with me, I will get their packs in the post this week or as soon as I can. I'll just come back. to the comments before we call it a night. I'm going to take another couple of ibuprofen and lie on the couch. Is anyone that won in the house? Is there anyone here that's in the house? Obviously, regardless of whether you won a prize or not, I'm glad that you have tuned in and supported it. It's been great to chat with you. Some great questions as well that pop out of these things. Oh, well done, Brian. That's excellent. The pink snake does wonders. Like I shouldn't really be publicising it because it's my kind of go-to for the still waters. Like, thanks very much, Bits and Buzzers. Hopefully the next 20k won't be as difficult because it's 6 years I've been doing this now, and I think I'm nearly at 1,000 videos, and that's not the short form videos, that's full long videos. I don't think there's many people that have got a back catalogue like I've got now. It's took a lot of work to get it here, and I'm over the moon to have got over that sort of milestone, if you like, 20k. I don't know if you're aware, but when you've been doing YouTube for a while, a lot of YouTubers, they call it the vanity matrix because it doesn't really mean much. You know, your subscriber count means very little because what's really important is watch time. It's how many people are watching your video, and I think in the last 28 days I've been around 160,000 people have watched my videos, which I still find quite startling, if I'm honest. It's why people would want to listen to my dribbles beyond me at times, but there we go. Right. Well, sorry if I've not got to your questions in the chat. It has been quite frantic this evening. As I've said, congratulations to the 3 folks that have won. If you can contact me via direct messaging, either on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, then I will send you the packs out. And again, well done. Thanks very much for tuning in, folks. And if there's no real bad afterburners, I'm going to call it a day in 10 seconds. Good night.